on my phone too. I am live. Hello, everybody. Everybody's doing okay today and all this crazy times we're in. But remember, it is as crazy as it is, it's bringing forth a lot of change that we need. So stay courageous, stay brave. Make sure that you're not allowing your panic and your fear to really control you. Even and others, if you see others in that panic and fear, try to calm them down. So we as one of us light workers, that's what a light worker is, right? Is to share light, to spread that light, to spread that love especially during times of crisis. And I'm seeing a lot of beautiful things happening and actions taken by just regular citizens and people, especially all over Facebook. People, we tend to kind of stick together in times of crisis. So it's good to see. It's good to see everybody sticking together and starting to unite. It's what we've always needed. Unfortunately, it takes sometimes pretty heavy things going on in our life, right? Or something heavy happening to all of us at the same time. And we're going to get through it. We're going to work through it. I don't want to, because I'm involved just as much as you are, it's hard to predict this one. Because I'm emotionally attached to it as well. I'm just as emotionally involved as anybody else. So that can make it tough. But we always need to see the silver lining. We always need to make sure that we're, in times like this, that we really, like we plan. We don't need to take everything we can, right? We take what we need and understand the future may seem very unknown and scary, but we're on the right track. And we will get through this. And usually always after a negative, there's always positive things that happen. Not to say I want to deal with the negative just as much as you do, in this is pretty heavy. So heaviest I've ever dealt with in my life, kind of situation. So I hope y'all are doing great. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I don't want to bring y'all down. I really don't. I'm trying to spread love. I'm trying to spread joy and peace and calm, in this storm we're in. And it's good to see people really stepping up, though. I see a lot of people sharing love. I see a lot of the live streamers that I know and content creators. They're on, doing the same thing we've done every day, but this is what they do. So the next time you have a light worker, you're watching a light worker's live stream, or a psychic, or someone who's trying to help, anybody, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a spiritualist. You don't have to be a psychic, but it's helping humanity, period. Shake their hand, tell them thank you. And my dogs are growling at each other, fighting over the same spot, I think. So how's everybody doing? Yeah, me and my family are well. We're doing good. It's just as unknown for us, but I know we're going to get through it. That's one thing I will predict is we will get through it. And I don't feel like it'll happen as much as it's being projected. It'll be as bad. But I'm not a epidemiologist, so I can't give you those answers. But as I see it spiritually, I do see this being another trigger to awaken more people. And I feel like more people are awakening one way or another, no matter how hard the virus hits or how less it hits, how much more it hits, or, I think it's important that we understand that we are going through a change. We are going through a transition, and we're going to get through it. We're going to make it through. Unfortunately, some people are going to lose their lives, and that's never a good thing. But anyway, I probably should stop talking about that. But I just wanted to send you all love and peace. Let you know I'm just as scared as you are, but we do not live in that fear, right? We have that fear. We don't live in that fear. We continue to live our lives. We do what we need to do to survive. We're humans. We're pretty damn resilient. So much love to all you. So today, that's kind of what I was going to do is do some readings. Oh, nice. Yeah, I know. Norma's cooking up some corned beef and cabbage right now. So yeah, lockdown. Us too. We've been in lockdown too. And I do try to think about people across the world, you know, that are dealing with worse and that have been dealing with worse before this even happened, right? And they still live, you know, no matter how, you know, people do die around them and their brothers and their sisters and their sons and their daughters. And that sucks. And they're dealing with this every day too. And especially, you know, with this, they're dealing with wars, they're dealing with bombs, right? And I think it's important to put everything in perspective. And if anything, I think it's good to look at it and say, you know what, now we just kind of change our perspective a little bit. You know, we do need to all become a little bit more self-reliant as far as that survival instinct goes, right? We need, and we have that. I mean, these are times that kind of bring that out in us. We don't really notice how strong we are until we're faced with something we need to use a lot of strength for. So much love to all of you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. China locked up some people in their house. Yeah, I'm not sure that. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I've seen some videos. I've seen a lot of, and I'm still watching it closely. I'm paying attention. You know, I'm just as concerned as everybody else. I really am. But I'm very optimistic. I do have that feeling. I do have that spirit letting me know, or kind of just reassuring me one way or another, wherever that leads us, right? We're immortal beings. Immortal means eternal. We live on. Just change form. But I feel like this is kind of a time for everybody. Everybody is reassessing. You know, we can't help not to. So I hope y'all are doing okay. It looks like the people who are in here are. So thank you for being here. Please share this if you can. That's how it gets views. That's how we get more people in here. But if anybody has a question, please let me know. Just go ahead and I don't know if anybody has yet. I'm going to kind of look around here and see comments. Yeah, you can ask. What are you asking? Go ahead and ask, Tatiana. It is hot in here. Is it hot in here? It's warmer. A little warmer. I'm like schwitzing. Well, we'll wait for Tatiana. I'm going to go. We'll try to go in order since we can still do that here. I only get a few viewers, but the ones I do, I'm able to kind of give you focus a little bit more, because those comments, when I see questions, it's hard to keep it focused. Something prevents me from finding the past state again. I can't reflect. Go deeper. Why? Maybe you're not supposed to go deeper right now. Let's check it out. This one is for Tatiana. In case I didn't say that already. Can you guys all hear me? Is it coming through okay? All right. Well, you got ancestors. What I pick up in that card is really following that. It's more about grounding right now, staying grounded for you, Tatiana. Really focusing on some things that, really, I feel like maybe study or reading up more and researching more about your ancestors, finding that connection. And then you can also do this through meditation. I'm getting a glare in there. I want you to kind of see it. These are beautiful cards. But this is really kind of leaving one place behind and moving forward. But to do that, it seems to be looking back and learning lessons from the past. So, and not only ancestors, when I say ancestors, doesn't necessarily mean, that they came a long time before you. This could be just, grandparents or family, just past experiences you've been through, and learning, not to repeat the same mistakes. We're going to make mistakes. Just don't repeat the same ones over and over again. So that is your card, Tatiana. Hi, Kels. All right. She said, really? Really? Did you ask a specific question? Yeah. Okay. So let me finish that. So it's really paying attention to the material right here, to the earth, right? Earthly things. Like I said, through meditation, you will go deeper, but I think it's kind of like about like taking a step forward or moving forward, like moving away from some of the past old ideas you've had or beliefs. It doesn't mean you're necessarily letting go of your beliefs. It just means you're moving forward. So to move forward, there are some things that do need to kind of be processed, right? Like new truth or new information is coming to light, and it will continue to come. But right now you do feel blocked, but I feel like a lot of that is more about are you meditating? Are you, really kind of focusing on that and focusing more on like looking within, going deeper. Sometimes you're not supposed to go deeper. And that's another thing. When the universe wants you to, you can kind of control it to a certain extent and kind of put yourself there. But most of my meditations take me to a place that usually I need to see, right? With you right now, I feel like it is more about learning more, learning to utilize more tools or keys, whether it's reading some books about different ideologies or different ways of doing things, different ways of looking at things, different philosophies, really expanding on your knowledge with that. So not just one philosophy, like say, you'd be Christian, you just studying Christian, faith, or if you're it doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily need to be religion. It doesn't need to be anything spiritual, really, but it's more about expanding on what you already have and growing from that. Right now, it's almost like you have the ability to see very well. You're very good at seeing, right? But you're kind of being blocked in a way on purpose because you're looking too far ahead. And when you need to kind of stop, look at the present and look back. So I hope that makes some sense. Yeah. So yeah, like the older methods aren't working anymore. You're not reaching that level that you were reaching before. And that's like meditation, right? You get that feeling. Like there's times when I've meditated and I've felt that swaying feeling. I've got to that state. And that's not a feeling. And I've had like certain like times in my life where I've had like a lot of energy flowing through, right? I get those every once in a while, especially around my birthday. And I just get a lot of information coming in, a lot of what we call them downloads or, transmissions, whatever you want to call them, channeling. And that feeling you get, like when you get that surges of energy, but they're never the same, right? So you're looking for kind of the same feeling and they change. It's different. Like you go through similar things, but you never notice that every time you go through a similar thing or kind of repeats itself, it's always different. It's that cycle, right? Cycles of life. You're kind of at this place where you're getting ready to ramp up and start a new cycle. So things do feel a little blocked, but you're not blocked. I think you're just only being allowed to see certain things when it comes to your life. Like they're only giving you glimpses. All right. So let's see here. I know there were some more questions up here. Oh, Laura H. If you have a general message, yes, you can. All right, you got circle of life. So with you, I feel like things. This is also kind of has to do with past, um, but it also has to do with understanding that cycle. Right? I was just talking about cycles. It's understanding the cycles of life and how things need to go up and they need to go back down. It's more like a wheel, right? Let's explain it like a wheel. So you get at the top of the wheel. It's different feeling, different mood, different energy, different motivation, or different momentum, and then you start to go down and it's really fast. You go down to the bottom of the wheel, right? And the bottom of the wheel is a little bit slower. You're climbing back up. You're kind of like, that's where we're all at as a collective, really. But just understanding your cycles in your life, like as far as your life cycles, your milestones you're hitting. I think you have kind of just passed a milestone or reached a milestone. I don't know if you had a recent birthday. Usually it happens around birthdays, but that's not necessarily true for everybody. It just kind of depends on when you've grown to that understanding, right? You got to a certain understanding, then you move forward. The circle of life is really about just understanding all of it, looking at all aspects, not being so tunnel vision with something or one issue or another. Really being able to kind of look at all sides of it. And I feel like you are getting to that point where you're starting to do really well at that. So it's more of kind of a card, and the feeling more I get is more of kind of a cheering you on, like you're doing great, keep it up. So you must be doing something right here and paying more attention. It is hot. Whew. Strange. My hair gets hot though when it gets warm. But I'm not cutting it yet. All right, let's see who's next. That last one was for Laura H, just in case she wasn't here. Princess Nye, I forgot to put these up. I'll start putting them up here. Princess Nye, have I already met the man I will marry? Thank you. Yeah, I right away I just kind of feel like there's a good connection there. It seems to be still kind of growing, but there's a lot of potential there. So, let's see what card you get. What I get from it. Okay, you got Grandfather Sky. This card I relate a lot to dreams and paying attention. I don't know if you've been dreaming about this relationship. It seems to be like something precognitive, like you had a precognitive dream about this person. Is that true? Like you saw this person in a dream before you actually met them. I don't know if you're still here, Princess, but yeah, you're on the list, Maeve. No worries. So anyway, the Grandfather Sky. This is just to kind of finish up on this one, is following, like paying attention to your dreams, paying attention to your visions or daydreams as well. This seems to be kind of like letting you know or showing you certain, like I said, certain glimpses of this relationship. Now, you seeing this, be careful you don't jump too far ahead and try to make it that way or start planning too much for that way, right? And you need to let it develop. It's developing pretty fast, so let it continue to develop. But yes, as a question to you, have you met the man or the person you're going to marry? You've met the person that has serious potential for that. I think there's still some growing to do together first, though. All right. And that was for Princess Nye, or Nee. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Excuse me. Okay, good, Tatiana. I'm glad. Sometimes, yeah, things get lost in translation, even typing sometimes. So, or I lose it in translation. I don't quite read it properly or something, but the comments aren't coming through really fast, so I can actually sit there and I can read it for a second. in February. Oh, see, Laura. So that's what was coming up. It was like more about this is you're going through like a milestone. You're like reaching certain points in your life that are going to take you to new places. Like I feel like you are going to experience a lot of new things this year. Um, yeah, we're all in lockdown right now, but I feel like you will like this year seems to be especially late summer, maybe midsummer. Seems to be like a lot of new experiences coming, like two or three different events is what it feels like. That will make sense, and they feel like they come in sync, like they're all in synchronicity. It kind of seems to kind of keep you balanced, and give you hope and like this invigorate you to kind of like keep moving that direction. So expect the universe to kind of nudge you in a certain place or a certain direction that I feel like is going to be exciting. All right, who is next? Hello, Lily Yang. I think Heavenly Angel doll got us right here. There we go. Oh no, that's not our question. There we go. Heavenly Angel doll goddess Laura. How's my boyfriend feeling about me? What's going on through his mind? All right. Well, let's see. All right, let's see what's going on here. You got the tracker, and in this situation, or this for you particularly, I feel like this is all about. Um, it's like growth. It seems to be growth, but there does seem to be like some mistrust, um, or I don't want to say exact mistrust, but like complete faith in each other. Not being unfaithful, but I feel like that's like I feel like he's got like a trust issue. Like before wants to like I feel like he wants to take another step, and he tries at times. So yeah, you're heading in the good direction. I just feel like he's not comfortable with that move forward yet. But as far as what how he's feeling right now, I feel like he loves you. I think he holds in a lot of stress that he doesn't talk about. It's kind of a guy thing. We do that sometimes. It's very stupid. We should talk about it and get heal it. But a lot of us, I think we have to be the tough guy, right? And be the rock, and we do sometimes, and we're good at that a lot of the times. However, there are a lot of good women at that too, just as much as men. But people like that, men or women, that tend to be the rock are the ones that tend to have the most, you know, hurt within them. They can handle it, but it's not good to hold on to it. So with him, I do feel like he loves you. I feel like there's a good relationship here. However, I do feel like something kind of gets in the way and screws like the whole flow up with him. It could be, and it feels like trust. So I would just say right now, just um, don't go. I feel like talking to each other and not insulting each other, like not being careful not to hurt each other's feelings, basically. So being very diplomatic about it, and I do see some healing here. So I feel like he will kind of open up to you more over the next. If it depends on when you're ready to kind of just nudge it a little bit and kind of get the conversation going. It could happen soon, like within weeks. So less than a month. All right. So Angel Doll Goddess Laura, Heavenly Angel Doll Goddess Laura, that was for you. But it made a little sense to you. All right. Who is next? Mark Wilson. Oh, he said you do read. Yeah, I do readings. Let me see. I keep putting the wrong one up. Sorry, guys. Yep. You want a general message? These are just general messages like Mark's asking, I mean, if you have a specific question that, that's even better because it doesn't take me as long to kind of focus in. It's kind of, we can get right to it. But the general messages work as well. So, and if you'd like to do, a reading, go to my website at www.psychicshaman333.com and you can book something there. Enter the coupon code Third Eye. That's 3RDEYE, all letters in caps, and the number 3. It will give you 25% off that service. So, and I do healings. I do some chakra balance. I do psychic and medium readings. This is just kind of a sample to get on here and just kind of hopefully share a little bit of messages. I just actually created a t-shirt as well, so I haven't got that on here. But they're pretty cool. They're kind of conscious. They're meant to kind of wake you up in a way. It's kind of woke wear, right? They're pretty cool though. I don't have them on my YouTube yet, but I'm going to add them, I promise. All right, Mark. Let's see here. You got offerings. We can go a spiritual way, but I feel like a lot of this does have to do with financial gain, creating more financial gain for yourself. Like it feels like you've created or you threw out there, like you put your energy towards something and it feels to be like coming back now. This seems like it was delayed for a while. Like this is like a delayed reaction to what you've already done, the positive you've already put out there. So what you are waiting for, if you were waiting for like some type of your ship to come in as far as finances go, I feel like there's opportunities or offerings coming. So it doesn't feel like it's it feels like it's there. It doesn't feel like it's something you have to put too much more effort into at this point. But I do feel like there are some offerings coming, and it does feel more financial. So that's what I pick up on you. That's your general message, Mark. Who is next? Of course, Maeve. Do you have a question or did you just want a general message? You're welcome, Mark. I would expect that. Like, I feel like the offerings are coming like soon, like seems present or near future. So within the next 2 months or so, I feel like good news regarding money. And it feels like something that will surprise you. Like it seems to be a surprise, but you'll go, oh, wow, finally. Like at first it'll startle you and then you'll, in a good way. And then you'll think about it and go, okay, I get it. So let's see here. There's Maeve right there. What is L planning towards me? His next steps. What should I expect? All right, well, let's see. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. Please subscribe. Hit the bell so you get the subscriptions for any other readings coming up in the near future, which I'm going to start doing these at least once more a week. And I think I do 2 or 3 weeks. So. And we'll add to it as we go if I feel like we need to. They may not all be readings. They may not be all be live readings. Some of them might just be a teaching or my thoughts or philosophy on something specific topic. So you got, let's see here, Elder. And it's from what I'm picking up right now, it feels like more of it's kind of like pulling you closer. So it does feel like he wants to take a step or he wants to take the next step. So I feel like him kind of showing you that you're safe with him. That's what his next step is kind of showing, gaining more security or seeking more security, and planning for the future. So this does seem to be a good path he's on with you. Um, so I would expect him to be more attentive. Like I feel like you'll see him like stepping it up more. Maybe he doesn't need to. Maybe he's already a workaholic. But I feel like he's planning for your future, right? Like I feel like he's planning for the future between the two of you. So that's what I'm picking up. As far as where it is right now, I just feel like it's a really pure connection. So try not. I'm being told don't taint that. Like keep that pure as possible. If you have to be patient with him, and you guys have to be patient in that connection for it to grow, be patient. You'll know. You'll feel it. You'll know what you need to do, and you know what you need to do right now. So just kind of day by day. All right, Maeve. I hope that helped you a little bit. David Albitier. I just want a general, right? Here, look, just in case you have a specific question here. Yeah, general message. And then we will do, I think, Tarot or Asia. Did you come? Let's see, Tarot TV with T, I think was up here too. So make sure I didn't skip her. Oh, and Shakoya. Let me do Shakoya Wilkins first. After David, I'll do Shakoya. So. Oops. Oops. All right, you got the Dream Traveler. What I see in this card is more of like forward movement. It's really about following your dreams, really following where your heart and where you want to go. Not choosing something. I mean, you want to choose practicality sometimes, but I feel like in this case, in the direction you're headed, it's more about what you love. It's more about what you like to do, because even what you like to do, you're not going to like every day, but I feel like it sustains you. I feel like this is something that you are dreaming of doing. Like this is something you have aspirations of doing, but maybe just kind of a little scared to take it forward or take it all the way. This seems to be a card, like I feel like, again, the universe is going to kind of push you in that direction, almost in a way that you're like, wow, slow down, right? So the momentum seems to be in your favor. Things seem to be flowing really well for you. And I do feel like you are very connected to your inner self, right? Your real you. And that's that. I think it's important that you continue to follow that higher wisdom within and outside of you as well. I think you want to soak it all in right now. So it's all about learning for you, like taking that step to actually learn a mastery. And that's what I feel like it is. So this could be furthering education. That does feel like it is something that's involved. But this does seem to be kind of a dream or a goal that you've set for yourself that you may have kind of put to the side for a while. This card seems to be telling me it's time to get started with that again. So you have time right now. We all have time to kind of focus our time in on something we really like to do a little bit more since we're home, unfortunately, and fortunately at the same time. But it's a good thing. No, it's a bad thing why we have to do it. That's no fun. That's seriously concerning and a problem. However, it is going to help us kind of, like I said, refocus. And I feel like that's where you're at, like kind of refocusing your efforts. Basically staying focused on what you're doing, not allowing any, because we can make an excuse to just stop doing it. We can always do that, but it's important that you continue that momentum. It's working in your favor right now. Is there any list? Oh, that was already got you. Let's see here. Shakoya. Let's do Shakoya next. I don't know if she asked a question. Just a general message. Okay. You're very welcome. And thank you for being here. And thank you all, whoever's sharing. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for watching. Like I said, hit that bell, hit the subscribe, share this out if you can. Facebook, Twitter, wherever you feel like it will resonate. All right, let's see here. So this is an interesting card. It's a good card. It's not a bad thing. So when I say that, please don't take that the wrong way. But Shakoya, I got the shapeshifter for you. So this right now is telling you to be very adaptable, and not get yourself tied up in stress or anxiety. Like I feel like you want to just be able to adapt. You're a very adaptable person, unless you get yourself worked up too much. So it's important that you do stay, understand that things need to be fluid right now in your life. So they are going to be changing here and there. Just being able to kind of weather the storms and really flow through it. And I feel like you will. I feel like this is leading you to a good place or good places. It's just important that you're adaptable right now. Talking to different people, knowing, it feels like different classes of people or different social circles. I feel like you're very good at, like, in any room, but you have to utilize that skill. It may be shyness kind of holding you back and not being that kind of, having the power or speaking on the power or just being outgoing with it, right? You have that power within you. You have a commanding presence. Be able to, like, speak on that and be able to, like, how would I say that? Kind of connect to other people. Don't be afraid to connect. You are the life of the party if you want to be. And I don't mean, hey, let's party. No, I'm just talking about you can you're very captivating. Your energy is very captivating. So utilize that, right? Utilize that to make new friends. Utilize that to just for any part of your life, career. It works for career too. You can be a very good diplomat if you want to be, but you do have to be adaptable. That's what the shapeshifter card's about. Right. Let's see who's next. Did I get Jakari? Jakari, did I get you yet? No, I don't think I did. Well, thank you for subscribing, Jakari. All right, your question was, will I be dating anybody soon? Yeah, and I do feel like it's a water sign. So somebody sensitive. I feel like somebody that's very attentive to your emotional side, right? Which is kind of what you've been looking for a while. Like somebody you can actually cuddle with, somebody you can actually have real conversations with, that doesn't run from them or isn't mature enough to have those conversations. I would expect this within about 6 months. I feel like you're going to be meeting somebody. And this doesn't seem to be like dating. Like it feels like you're just going to be together. Like you're just going to start hanging out and you're going to start hanging out a lot. And then next thing you know, you're going to be in a relationship. So that's what I'm seeing for you. As far as right now, as far as dating, yeah, I feel like you'll have chances within that time, but I don't know if I see anybody real significant there yet. But you will know by this person is very, like, he's not sensitive as in he like has to cry all the time and and he's a coward or anything like that. I mean, he's sensitive and he's strong. So he does pay attention to your emotions. He does pay attention to what you have to say and not just, yeah, right, yeah. I mean, this guy really is into, or this person really is into like you, not themselves as much. I mean, they're confident, but they're not superficial, right? I feel like that's what kind of wins your heart. All right, who is next? Oh, thank you, Kimberly Beck. She says, "Hi, I've been following you and Norma for the past few years at the beginning of my attention. I'm grateful for your wisdom and teachings. Well, my plate is full. Anything for me?" Of course, but thank you for the kind words. Let's see what's going on with you, Kimberly. Like I said, if anybody would like to schedule a reading, I appreciate it. These times I do need it as well. And I'm grateful that I do work from home. But that was one of the reasons I did. Not because of this, but it was more, I wanted to be more self-reliant and not have a boss. And I like helping people, and I'm pretty good at this. So I figured, why not? It's always kind of put itself in front of me. This kind of work. So I've been doing it for the past 20 years pretty regularly. So, and I love doing it. It's fun. All right, so you got the spirit keeper of the West. So what I'm seeing here with you on this, so you see how that bright sun comes in. It's like illuminating the skies over kind of this fall, right? Everything's starting to change, or it feels like there's a transition coming. I mean, it could partly be this, what we're all going through, but I feel like just on the micro within you and your family and your circle of friends and your social circle, this is about you. Like, you have that ability to make people happy very easily. So it probably your sense of humor. I would say it is your sense of humor. People do get you. Like, I feel like you could kind of be misunderstood at times, but people get you. Like, your like energy, those type of people get what you're saying and get where you're coming from. So really know that you are like that sunshine when somebody needs it, right? That's something you have that you can. I feel like you give easily. That it exudes off of you. It, what's the word? Radiates from you, right? And that's, I feel like just keeping that happy disposition is something that I think you already know. It's better to stay happy than always pissed off or sad all the time, right? And I think sometimes you piss people off because you have like this happiness about you. You don't let things get to you too much. And that's what the spirit keeper of the West is telling me today for you. So I hope that made a little sense for you. Yeah, I do have a deep voice, and I've got a little allergies right now, so it's a little worse. But yeah, I have a deep voice. Very white. No, I can't sing like him. I can. Not that deep though. But I do sing. Ascension. Yeah, it's in a way it's ascension, but it's more about it's about you just sharing that sunlight with people. Thank you, Chrissy. Yeah, I can give you a reading. Let me see if I'm going to try to go in order. But thank you for sharing. I know, like somebody said, I got that too. Yeah, like I watched like some of the psychics on YouTube, especially, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this person's speaking my language. Like, wow, I'm amazed. Like, who was it that we just watched that I've been watching? She's really good. Oh, I'll remember next time. It's not her name. It's like Enlightened something, or I can't remember. I'm sorry, but I will remember her name. She's really good. But there's a couple other ones I don't remember the name, but they just, then not a lot of them that I listen to that do I take much from. I mean, and that's nothing against them. It's just I don't resonate with a lot of them. But there are a few here I'm noticing on YouTube that I'm really like, wow, okay, I'm learning from you. Or you're saying a lot of the things that I deal with on a daily basis during giving readings to people or healings. Like, you've done some work, I can tell, All right, so let's do Brianna. I think she's next, or Asia. I already did that for you, right? Did I do Asia? I don't think I did I? We'll go down the list. So Brianna, you're next. And then Who else is next? And then Raghav Patria, and then Chris Chandler. And Jakari, I did answer a question for you. Is that what they're saying?
He said that just before.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. Can I know what's coming soon to my love life? Well, let's just give you some general guidance on what, maybe a glimpse into what's coming. Again, if you'd like to book a reading, www.psychicshaman333.com. That's my website. There are some other videos on there. If you'd like to go in there, I leave like the weekly messages. So I do have some videos on there you can watch. And I'm going to start adding like my YouTube content and Facebook content, some of the stuff that on there. I can't add everything because you only get so much storage, but I will try to add as much as possible. So I do have a lot more content on my website, mostly readings. I think I have a healing on there and some weekly messages. All right. So ASEA TV, you got the tracker. Now the tracker for you is more about like laying your path, right? Like a river runs through that canyon and they create that canyon. So it's like continuing to master what you're already doing. That's what I feel like. It's more about having faith that you're on the right track. Like it's more about just continuing to dig even deeper, right? Dig that even deeper trench with that flow, that water flowing through that canyon. You see that? That's how I do the tarot cards. Like they have meanings from what the author leaves, but it's really what comes up, what vision comes up when I get the cards. So, and whatever person I'm reading for, those play a big part. So those who are out there reading tarot cards or just beginning, your intuition plays a big part. Once you can start using your intuition and not relying on the cards, meanings that the author wrote, you can make the readings a lot more personable, right? You want to, I know we're scared of that, right? Getting really personal, like, or more personal with somebody and more detailed. As a young psychic, it's hard, but really no, with ASEA, I'm not sure what your real name is, if that is your real name, but I do see like more of like building or growing from where you're at, like continuing with what you've been doing, like continuing that, staying in that, I don't like to call it routine because routine sounds drab, right? It's just sticking with your plan. And I feel like it's making a big dent, a big canyon, right? Is a good thing. So that's the tracker for you. Basically, stay the course. You're headed up, so to speak. All right. Yeah, Jakari, I did. Oh, yeah. I keep seeing. See, I get distracted. Hold on. All right, Brianna. For those of you who like the cards that haven't been and seen me do them yet, these are the Native Spirit deck. They're really cool. You can buy them online. I'm trying not to get that glare in there, but it's just the computer screen. They're really cool cards. A lot of powerful energy in them, but it's because I've been doing readings with them, so they're pretty amped up right now. All right, let's see here. Brianna. You also got the Ancestors card. And this does mean similar to the one I pulled earlier for someone. I can't remember your name. I'm sorry. Earlier in the live stream. But this is about like looking at your past. not repeating the same mistakes, not going through that same loop. I feel like jumping, like you want to jump out of that. Don't just walk away, like run. These seem to be like certain, it's not every part of your life, but I feel like there are some parts of your life that just seem to be stuck on like a holding pattern, right? They just kind of circle. They don't really go forward. They just kind of stick where they're at. So really kind of looking for those things in your life and learning to kind of separate yourself from them. Even though it hurts a little bit, it's time to kind of separate yourself from that. Those who are dragging you down instead of helping pull you up and support, feel like you don't need to leave in a dramatic way. You just let it go. So this could be like bad habits or people around you that aren't, valuing you and treating you properly, or both. So that is your message, Brianna. All right. Will I get my ex back? Oh, wait. Will I get back my ex? I am a Gemini. She is a Sagittarius. What is she thinking about me right now? Please tell me. Okay. Do you have her name, Rogoff? No, don't worry about it. We'll just go. This is general, so don't worry about it. Usually in readings, when we do a private reading, I do want, at least ask the first name. I don't want last names. I don't want you putting those, like, so put anybody's last name out here. Just, we don't need it. It's, all I need is kind of their first name sometimes. Sometimes your birthday. I definitely want to get your birthday because I don't like giving, kids readings without permission from their parents. And even then, I still just rather leave it to the adults. So I will ask for the birthday, but the birthday does play a part in like kind of the vibration that I'm getting and the messages that I'm getting. It helps. So you're wondering what your ex is thinking about you right now, right? Spirit keeper of the West. So I feel like happiness. I feel like she's happy. I feel like she's, I think she's moving in a new direction. But that doesn't necessarily mean she won't. Like, I feel like you're going to reconnect. I feel like she's in a good place where she could have, like in the past, just the past month or so, maybe kind of been the opposite, more kind of down or depressed. But now I kind of feel her being more happy, or happier, more happy, basically happier. And I feel like you have something to do with this. You guys still talk? Like, this seems to be like something she's like, when she's thinking about you, she's happy. So she is thinking happy thoughts about you right now. We can go into it deeper, but we'd have to have a personal or private reading, private session. I know I saw, let me see here. Tarot TV with T, right? Didn't do you yet. Where's my, we grab my drink or just let me sip that. It's getting a little dry. But I know I've seen Tarot TV before on here. So thank you for coming back. He hasn't replied yet to the song you sent him today, Eric. So he just wanted to ask how Eric felt about the music you sent him today, or the song you sent him today. All right. Look at the tracker again. This basically, from what I'm picking up with you, is it feels like he's like right on sync with you, like right in sync. He feels like, I think what you sent him, he like clicked with him, like 100%. Like he totally understood. So he received it well, Tarot, or Taya. Sorry, it's Taya, right? Is that how you pronounce it, or Tia? So that, yeah, he did like it, and you'll get a response soon. All right, y'all. I am going to go for now. I'm going to go eat some dinner, some St. Patrick's Day dinner. But thank you all for being here. Did I miss anybody that I said I was going to get? I think that's it. Let's see here. Love and peace. Will Leo reconcile with you? I'll do it really quick here. Sorry, my dogs are. I've got one of the other dogs that's not mine, and her mom's home now, so she's flipping out a little bit. She's a little excited. So let me do love and peace real quick. This one's for love and peace. Oh, now you're going to see. Now I'm going to have to do AP too. So I'll do you next, AP. And that's the last one. So you also got the shapeshifter, love and peace. And what I would, as far as to your question, will Leo reconcile with you? I do feel like he will. I feel like there are some changes that need to be made. I feel like there's some talking, and it's going to take a little bit of time or a process to go through before you're not just going to reconcile all of a sudden. But I do feel like over a little bit of time. I want to say the next 3 or 4 months. I do see a reconciliation here, or at least a chance for one. At that time, you may not want to reconcile or go to that level that you want. Like what you think you want now, you might not want a few months from now. All right. One more. Do it for AP. Was M ever in love with me? I usually don't do cards, so I want to just go for it. But I'm going to do the cards too. They are helping. I mean, I kind of want to show people how it's really easy. I mean, you can do spreads too. I'm just doing one card, but I do spreads as well. I'll do like the Destiny spread or the Shining Star spread, just depending on how I feel and what we're looking at. So you got the Spirit Keeper of the North. So what this tells me here, you've heard this term true north, right? So being true to yourself, being true to others. So if there are any kind of I feel like in any situation, you want to make sure that you're true to yourself and you're true to others, especially right now. I don't know if you're a storyteller or what, but I feel like it is. I feel like that's like maybe with M. I feel like there wasn't honesty going on both sides. As far as in love with you, yeah, there was love there. I feel like there still is. It's probably not going to ever work. But I, as far as the Spirit Keeper of the North, that's a message to kind of let you know, as to your question. I feel like maybe the trust is lacking, but I do still see that there was love there. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for being here. I will try to get on here in the next few days, and then I'll be back on Saturday or Sunday, and I have my weekly messages on Saturday. So I'm going to go enjoy my Thanksgiving dinner. St. Patrick's Thanksgiving.
We are grateful.
St. Patrick's dinner.
Thankful.
Sorry.
St. Patrick's Day.
Thanksgiving. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you very much for being here. Remember, have peace and love in your heart and calm in these times of these hard times. We'll get through it. And we're going to see a lot of good times because of the hard times that we've had to go through. A lot of changes are coming. So much love to all of you. Peace.
I got you some cheese.
And you get to hear my